the third day of the fourth week for the project Pilgrim Returns, which is a new recording, sort of a follow-up recording to Pilgrim on Earth, which I made in 2000. And today I'm going to be sharing some of my process of how I work with ideas and put together a piece. The piece I'm working on is a hymn tune found in the Christian Science hymnal. It's both hymn 161 and 162. And you'll probably recognize it. It's a very simple melody. And so my idea is to sort of do this really fast. So it has that turbulent. And so what I've done here is you can see this is a sketch. So this is the very first sketch that I made. Here's that descending arpeggio pattern that I was just playing. Here's the theme in a couple of different keys. One thing I try to do is pick the ideal key or keys for the piece so that it will lay well for the whole orchestra. Just as a small example, the oboe compared to the violin, has a more limited range. And so the key that you pick, if you're going to feature the oboe, you have to really consider the key so that you get it in the range that is ideal for the material that you're presenting. And so picking the key is a really important part. And also there's a piano feature, and some keys are easier to play in the piano than others. So I'm working with E minor, E flat major, C major, some other related keys. This shows that I have some material here in contrasting material. So this is my initial sketch, or just my idea, really. And I did this back in January. I just came up with the idea, and rather than overlook it, I made note. And this just sort of shorthand of helping me remember what my initial idea was. I also enjoy sometimes making drawings, and this shows here that this is the hymn tune, Satisfied, and the working title I have is Storm or Shine. I kind of like that title because the text reads, the first verse goes, "It matters not what be thy lot, so love doth guide. For storm or shine, pure peace is thine, whate'er betide." And I felt like I wanted to create this turbulent, churning sort of feeling, which I sometimes experience in life, but that there's this through line of stillness, and that we find those moments of stillness even in the sort of turbulent moments of change or challenge or transition. So this sketch just gives me an emotional feel. I see the flow in it, and I see the simplicity, and it sort of summarizes what I'm going for. The next thing I kind of do is I sketch out the piece in different keys. This is interesting. It's in minor, so you'll hear a slight. So I wanted to, I want to capture, I write it out in a bunch of different keys, try playing through it. Sometimes a certain key will suggest other material or different harmonic directions that might not occur to me in some other keys. So I try to push myself to write things in a variety of keys because it reveals new aspects of the material. And you can see this is just like a lead sheet. You got chord symbols and melody, and this really contains a lot of information right here. Here's another sketch of the string passage and some counter melody material. And this is written for strings only, probably just strings only. And so it is really a shorthand, and it contains this little one-line sketch here really contains enough to trigger my memory so that I can fully orchestrate this when I need to. Um, and then what I was doing today, you can see today's date, February 19th, 2022. I went through all of the material that I have so far, all of the elements, and I just did like a little catalog here. So the intro material that I have is a fragment of the tune. This is the E flat major, which I just played, and that's the most familiar. Will be the most familiar. So I try to keep I try to keep enough familiar material in the composition that the listener has something to hang on to throughout, and won't think that, oh, this is just something totally unrelated to this hymn. So I try to push that boundary, make it still familiar, but not the same. This is that high string passage. Here's some material here, this A major, really nice material. I don't think I'm going to be able to include that. And I'm mentioning it because my goal as a writer, composer, is to really explore. I come up with tons of ideas, and then I pick the best one, the choicest ones, the ones that will go together most nicely and really bring out the best aspect of the musical theme that I'm working with. But in that process of coming up with lots of good ideas, ultimately some of them have to be let go of, even if they're really good. And that's kind of the way I feel about this little thing here. I'm not even going to bother playing it for you because it probably won't make it into the final piece. My overall theme, going back to this, is a short, bold piece. So there's not a lot of time to work out more complicated material, which is why I will have to let go or cut some of even really good material. So that gives you an insight, if you were interested, into how I work through my ideas and develop them, capture them, work with them. And really, as I go through this, I feel like I'm not so much controlling the music, but learning it. Like I'm discovering it and learning it for the first time. And so it's so much a process of listening and exploring and then deciding what to include. But the material itself can almost tell me what to include. So it's been fun. Thank you.